So in this video we're going to discuss about the controlling mechanism of breathing. Alright, breathing. So how the breathing mechanism is controlled. Basically, if we talk about the breathing mechanism, physiologically if we talk about, that is involuntary process. Like we don't have to think that we have to breathe or not. So this is involuntary process. But for a short duration, sometime it is voluntary. How? Let's see. For example, we are taking the deep breath, all right, or while swimming we are stopping our breath, all right. So that is somehow it is voluntary too and involuntary too, all right. So this is process is basically involuntary, but for a short duration, it is sometime voluntary, all right. So if we talk about this breathing mechanism, that is basically this process is mutualist mutualistic associated with the respiratory system plus cardiovascular system. Let's see how it is mutually associated. Respiratory system, like to inhale and to exhale, all right. And how the we can say that cardiovascular system is like the heart is responsible. So let's see, in this video we're going to discuss about the whole mechanism, all right, how they are associated. Let's see. So we are having the respiratory station that is called the medulla oblongata, all right. Respiratory station, all right. So if we talk about that, what does medulla oblongata do? That is basically the part of a brain that generates the response. Let's see that how cardiovascular is involved, that we are going to discuss about this, how the medulla oblongata is generating the response. For example, this is the heart. Ignore my drawing. The main thing is to understand the concept. This is the aorta arc. So aorta arc is what? Aorta arc basically contain the oxygenated blood, and basically the oxygenated blood will be provided to the different organs, all right. So this is the one aortic body, all right. Second, we are having that aorta is basically divided into the different carotid arc, left and right. So carotid arc do what? Carotid arc, just recall the circulation chapter. The carotid arc basically supply the oxygenated blood to head or brain, all right, remember. So this is what, this one is the left one, this one is the right, which means that we are having the two, one aortic body, and second is the carotid body, which are two, which means three, total three. So they basically, you can say they are basically used in the chemoreceptor. We have a chemoreceptor, we are having a chemoreceptor, all right. We are the chemoreceptor, these are the chemoreceptor three, all right, which chemoreceptor which detect the concentration of carbon dioxide plus hydrogen, all right, in the blood. First of all, let's discuss that conditions, how this is process is basically occurs, all right. First condition is when you are doing the exercise. When you are doing the exercise, which means your metabolic rate is high. Metabolic rate is high, which means that your concentration will be high, which means your concentration is high. Concentration high of what? Carbon dioxide and the hydrogen ions, all right. So this high concentration will be detected by this chemoreceptor, all right. Detect by chemoreceptor, because it detect the concentration of these both will be detected by the chemoreceptor, and they will generate a stimuli, and they will generate the stimuli, and the stimuli will be moved toward the respiratory station, which is the medulla oblongata, and medulla oblongata will generate a response, and that will give command to the intercostal muscles. All right, intercostal muscle plus intercostal muscle plus phrenic muscle. But before that, if we talk about before that, we are having the intercostal nerve and the phrenic nerve. So these both nerves are basically controlling the muscles, this intercostal muscles and the phrenic muscle. Intercostal muscles is the basically the muscles which control the relaxation and the contraction, and phrenic muscle, as you guys all know, it is between the rib cage and the diaphragm. So these muscles will be get what? These muscles will get contract and relax, more contraction, all right, and relaxation. So the when it will get contract more, so the process of inspiration will occur more. Inspiration will mean to inspiration to inhale the carbon dioxide and the oxygen. So the concentration of the carbon dioxide, which is very high just due to this metabolic rate, so this carbon dioxide will be get out to balance the mechanism. So this was the condition when we are doing what? We are doing the exercise. Second condition we are having when we are in the resting condition, like sleeping condition. You can take the example of the sleeping. All right, so when we are sleeping, our metabolic rate is low. Our metabolic rate is low, which means our carbon dioxide and the hydrogen concentration is also low. All right, so that will detect by the chemoreceptor. And this chemoreceptor will generate a stimuli, and that will move toward the medulla oblongata, which is a respiratory station, and this medulla oblongata will generate a response. And what the intercostal muscles plus that one phrenic muscles will get relaxed. All right, that will get relaxed, which means the respiration will occur low, which means low respiration will be there, and this respiration will become low, so to balance the carbon dioxide. So this is how the conditions, you can see how the mechanism is working. So in our book, that is written that we are having the two mutualistic, you can say, the process is controlling this breathing. Like first is the respiratory and the cardiovascular, which is the chemoreceptor and all. But I will say that there are four system which is controlling this mechanism, because in different books it's written. One is the respiratory, second is the cardiovascular, third is the medulla oblongata is also there, which means the nervous system is there, and we can say the muscles are also responsible for that. All right, so this is about today's video, which was the controlling mechanism of the breathing.